and welcome back to my channel, and in today's video we're going to be doing a little debrief of the one and only Macbeth by Shakespeare. Now there's a lot of things to talk about this play, but I think the thing we should talk about first is probably what the play is actually about. So basically, the Scottish general, Macbeth, he's like roaming around, he's with Banquo, and they run into these three witches. Now these three witches tell them a prophecy. The prophecy says that Macbeth, who is currently Scottish general, will become the Thane of Cawdor, and following that will become the next Scottish king, succeeding King Duncan. But they also say that the descendants of Banquo will become kings in the future. Now they get this prophecy, they laugh it off, and they walk away. Shortly after, Macbeth actually does become the Thane of Cawdor, and to himself he's thinking, wait, is this prophecy actually true? So now here's the thing. He writes a letter to his wife telling him everything that just happened. And now his wife is thinking, Lady Macbeth, what if Macbeth doesn't take any action? What if he doesn't become king? I need to help him become king. So Lady Macbeth proposes the idea of killing the current king. So then, since he's the Thane of Cawdor, the next position is becoming the King of Scotland. So Lady Macbeth proposes this idea to Macbeth, and originally Macbeth is like, are you crazy? And then Lady Macbeth basically, she has this little monologue where she's talking about how she wishes she was her husband instead of her husband being her husband, because he is basically not being a man. And she says this quote where it's, unsex me. And by this she means she wants God to rip out everything feminine out of her so then she can become more masculine and she can do the things that her husband, she thinks, is not capable of doing because she thinks he's fragile. Now see, what actually happens is that Lady Macbeth and Macbeth do end up killing King Duncan. They're at like a dinner and then they kill him and stuff, and they frame it on the guards. And now originally after they kill it, everything is fine. Macbeth becomes the next king, and like everything's chill for a while. But see, now Macbeth is in constant paranoia because he's told that Banquo's descendants will become the next king. So what he does is, since he's the king, he sends out people to go kill like everyone, and it's this huge civil war. But the thing is that Macbeth and Lady Macbeth forgot about one thing, where they killed the king but not his sons. So the king's sons, they go team up with Macduff, and basically they are now planning on Macbeth's downfall because Macbeth just killed everyone. Like, what is he doing? See, while this is happening, Macbeth goes to the witches again, and the witches tell him a second prophecy. In this prophecy, they say that no man born of a woman can kill him, and the only time he should be concerned is if Birnam Wood is coming towards him. See, now after Macbeth gets this prophecy, he's like, how is Birnam Wood gonna come towards me? And like, everyone's born from women, so no one can kill me. So basically he's like chilling out, he's just calm. See, now what happens is that in the meantime, Macduff and the king's sons, they're planning on Macbeth's downfall. Macbeth is just chilling, he's killing everyone because he's still paranoid. But Lady Macbeth is slowly starting to feel guilt rising up on her, and it's getting more and more and more, and she can always see blood on her hands. And she goes to wash her hands like a billion times, and she still can't get the blood off her hands even though it's not even there. So it gets to the point where she goes so insane that she literally takes her own life, to which Macbeth is unfazed by, which is really interesting because in the beginning of the play, Macbeth was a very soft-hearted person, but after everything he's done, like the prophecies, killing everyone, he's just unfazed by it, which is not good. But then eventually what happens is that one day, Macbeth, he's just doing his thing, and he sees Birnam Wood coming towards him, and he's thinking, oh my god. See, now what this actually is, it's Macduff and the king's sons, as well as a bunch of other people disguised as trees, coming towards him. And Macbeth to himself, he's thinking that, well, no man can kill me, so why should I be concerned? So he goes to fight them. But here's the thing. While he's fighting Macduff, he learns that Macduff wasn't actually born of a woman. He was born of a C-section. So Macduff beheads Macbeth, and then to which Malcolm, who is the oldest of the king's two sons, becomes the next king, and everyone lives happily ever after. Really interesting, isn't it? But one major thing that needs to be talked about Macbeth is just the overall theme of it, which is that ambition, just in general, can go way too far if it's not looked after properly. I mean, maybe not even Macbeth. Let's look at Macduff. Macduff was also seen as like Macbeth, where he's like super kind-hearted, super nice, wouldn't do anything, where he full-on goes and beheads Macbeth because of the amount of ambition he had to save Scotland from everything Macbeth was doing, which that's good. But if we also look at like Lady Macbeth, her ambition was not good because she was so dead set on making sure Macbeth becomes king that she would do anything, which that had a really bad outcome on her because she had so much guilt to the point that she quite literally killed herself. I also really think guilt is a big part of this play because guilt has really major side effects on a lot of people in this play. Like, they regret what they do and then they slowly start to lose their minds and it causes them to do crazy things. Let's move on to the next topic, which is guilt. So guilt has a huge side effect on basically Macbeth and his wife as well, because Macbeth and his wife feel huge amounts of guilt after killing the king, which leads both of them to going borderline insane because they're having delusions about blood on their hand and ghosts coming and talking to them about the king being killed, and both of them are in constant fear that they are going to get payback for killing the king. Now, this affects both of them in two different ways. Lady Macbeth, as stated previously, she feels so much guilt to the point it leads her to quite literal insanity and she takes her own life. Macbeth, on the other hand, he uses his guilt in a way to fuel his urges, which leads him to killing even more people because when the witches originally told him the prophecy, they said that the descendants of Banquo would also become king. So in his mind, he's thinking, how are they going to become king if I'm king? So he goes out and kills pretty much everyone. On the topic of killing, we move on to the next subject, which is murder and why it happens, what are the reasons for it, what are the effects. Well, first and foremost, the biggest reason murder happens in Macbeth is because somebody wants something and murder is giving them that. For example, Macbeth and his wife killing the king, so Macbeth becomes king. Macbeth killing literally everyone so that no one can success him as king. But later in the play, Macbeth also gets murdered. Murder may also happen because of desperation and people don't know what else to do, as seen as Macbeth killing literally everyone so that no one can success him because he thought that that was his only option. And the last topic we're going to touch on is basically the whole idea of fate versus free will. Fate is seen as something that is destined to happen, it will happen, and free will is basically what you can do and nobody can kind of tell you what to do, like what you choose to do. Now in Macbeth, there's this whole idea that we don't know if it was fate or free will because the prophecy influenced Macbeth to do specific things, but then he also chose to do those specific things. So it's kind of like it's like fate and free will are like intertwined with each other and one affects the other. But if you really think about it, stuff could still occur even if actions are not taken. For example, when the prophecy was said, the prophecy said that Macbeth is going to become the king, right? And then Macbeth did become the king, but he became the king when he killed the previous king by his own hands. Now, he chose to kill the king. Now, see, what if he didn't choose to kill the king? Or the witches never told him the prophecy? Everything could have been different, right? Or it could have been the same. We don't know. The point is, Macbeth is a very interesting play, and it has a lot of really deep topics in it, and if you really take the time to break it down, there is a lot of stuff about Macbeth you may not see on the surface, but then you actually truly start to understand as you read it more and break it down, like I said. But anyways, that's the end of this video. I hope you get Macbeth now. I really hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys and bye!